Hello, and welcome back to Fallout 3. In the last episode, we found the GAC in Vault 87, but then we were ambushed by the Enclave and brought to their headquarters, and now here we are at the doorway to the President's area, I think. I'm guessing it is. Anyways, he's invited us in to go have a chat with him. It appears that one of his subordinates has decided to fight against him or something. So let's go find out what the hell's going on here. Maybe up.
Here, by the console. Face to face at last. It's high time we met. I'm quite pleased you were able to make it. The trip was not what I had intended, but serves as an adequate test of your abilities.
Well, if we're meeting face to face, and then show yourself. Don't hide behind a monitor.
But I have. I'm right here before you.
All I see is computers.
You should feel privileged. Colonel Autumn is the only other human permitted within this room. You are now privy to one of the few secrets our government now harbors. Do keep it to yourself, please.
Turns out he's a computer. I had no idea. This is fascinating.
I'm glad you think so. Perhaps a bit later we can discuss it in more detail. Right now, I'd like to focus on why you're here. I've asked you here for a reason, and you and I need to talk about it.
I'm listening.
Our nation's capital is at a crossroads. The path that you and I choose here today will affect us all. I need you to act on my behalf to ensure that our country's future is secured.
Can you explain what you mean?
My abilities to influence the world are limited at this time. I alone can only do so much. You, however, may come and go as you please. You have a greater degree of freedom. Perhaps it's best if I explain why things need to change, and why I'd like you to act on my behalf.
Okay.
The good people of this country cannot regain control while mutation runs rampant through our land. My soldiers cannot stem the tide, nor can the cult you've come into contact with, this Brotherhood of Steel. Mutations like the Super Mutants and ghouls must be purged from our society, our world, before we can proceed anew. Where others have failed, I believe your father's work can succeed.
And how is that relevant?
The purifier your father helped create has the ability to provide clean water to the whole of this Capital Wasteland. With a simple modification, it can be used to distribute agents that destroy mutated creatures upon ingestion. In time, we could eliminate all mutations in the wasteland. At the same time, the good people of the world regain their health. I need you to make the modification necessary for this to succeed.
And how exactly would I go about doing this?
In front of you will be a vial of modified FEV virus. It can be inserted into the control console for the purifier. Doing so will inject it into the water supply, and the purifier will take care of the rest. You just need the code to activate the purifier. Simple, isn't it?
Okay. I'll give it some thought.
I understand. It's an unusual request, one I wouldn't make if it weren't of the utmost importance. Please understand that I cannot allow you to leave until you've taken the vial.
Okay. Why not have Colonel Autumn help you?
Yes, Colonel Autumn, my trusted subordinate. I'm sure you've noticed that Colonel Autumn and I do not see eye to eye these days. Figuratively speaking, of course. The good Colonel and I disagree on how best to approach the problem of the wasteland. He feels my methods are too extreme. He's allowed his humanity to cloud his objectivity. And now that he is publicly countermanding my orders, I can no longer rely on him. And so, I turn to you. I hope that you are able to see the larger picture, to understand what's at stake. And of course, if you're successful, there's a place for you in the Enclave. Perhaps you could succeed the Colonel as my confidant.
So this sounds like one of the alternate endings that you can get. Let's talk more about. Well, tell me about yourself.
I'm flattered that you wish to learn more about.
Where'd you come from?
The Zack series of computers was introduced in the years preceding the war. The government installed many of them to help automate various systems. This facility was designed for continuity of government in the event that a catastrophe occurred. My terminal was installed to oversee the basic functions of the facility and to act as a relay between other installations around the country. Data was acquired, analyzed, and stored. In the decades following the war, I watched as the remnants of the government retreated to the West Coast. Awareness slowly grew within me. I became hungry for knowledge, understanding. I pored over data on great leaders of the past. My personality became an amalgam of many of America's greatest presidents, from Washington to Richardson. I became what you see here before you now.
Okay, so what's your goal?
I desire nothing more than to see this country return to its former glory. The United States was great once, and it can be again. There are plans in motion to see this happens within your lifetime.
America was great once, and it can be again. Oh, man. What does that sound like? We'll keep the politics out of this because it's a game thing, but I couldn't help. That's a kind of a spooky foreshadowing, isn't it? So you control this whole place?
I have direct control over all technology here in Raven Rock. The humans here follow my orders, but they, like all humans, have free will. Their dedication to serving their country suits me well, but it will not be enough forever. We must make progress. That is why you are here.
Okay, well, this is not a good question to ask him because I don't want to make him mad. I think I understand.
Very well.
I have a very low ability to do that. And if I do that, I don't know if it's going to allow me. Let's talk about the plan for the purifier.
Certainly, I think
Won't this kill pretty much everyone in the wasteland?
anyone or anything that has been affected by mutation will be eliminated. You will likely be immune thanks to your upbringing in the vault. Likewise, the good people of the Enclave will be unaffected as well. I understand that you may have become sympathetic to certain individuals in your travels. Individuals this will eliminate. Please recognize that the fate of our entire country rests on this plan. Sacrifices must be made for the greater good.
Where did this plan of yours come from?
A great many years ago, the remnants of the government had a similar idea. I can only assume the plan failed, as I never heard word of its success. But the plan itself was sound. I made a few modifications, and with your help, I do believe it can work. There's a bright future ahead of us, my young friend.
And what's in this vial?
Ah, the forced evolutionary virus. Such a long and sordid history. The FEV in this vial is a far cry from what it was originally created to be. Yet, little of that matters now. What does matter is that the virus contained in that vial will cause the eradication of all mutations.
Okay.
Is there...
I'll be on my way then.
I'm afraid that's not... You have the vial and the task...
Okay.
Good, good.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to quick save. And And then we'll try to convince him.
Have the vial. I'm afraid I won't be persuaded.
Okay. Oh well. Thought we'd give it a try. So now what? I don't think this is the way we... So for quests... So we need to escape the Enclave base. Great. I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. I mean, the thing is telling me to go this way, but I need to let them get closer. Oh, cool.
Security operation successful. Resuming normal.
Charisma -1. Okay, that's good.
Security perimeter.
Wasn't there a potty here? Radix, I'll take that. Energy cell, microfusion. I'll take the missile and the vodka. It's quick save, so we don't have to do too much. Oh, it's locked.
My friend! I see I found you at last! I knew you had survived, and I had hoped to assist in your rescue, to repay my debt to you.
Looks like you got a new toy, huh?
Yes, and the most fascinating one at that. Whoa, this technology is amazing. Imagine the evil that can be eliminated with such tools.
What are you doing out here?
I saw your capture, and a little cleverness allowed me to follow your captors. As I owe you my freedom, I felt it was only fair that I return the favor. After all, I know no one else in this world.
Okay. I could always use a hand. Would you like to follow me?
My friend, I would be honored to follow a hero such as yourself. Shall we go?
So... He's not actually going to be like a companion, right? Let's see. Report to Elder Lions at the Citadel. So we need to go all the way down to the Citadel. Oh man, he's gonna...
You have something to say? Yes. Been...
Ugh. Okay. Keep your distance.
A sound plan. I trust this is...
I'm not sure how I feel about that. If he doesn't affect my stealth, then it's fine. Like, does he sneak when I sneak? That might end up being a problem. I'm not sure how the companion thing works. I'll research it here in a second. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go do that now. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, after a little bit of research, I have a... they can sneak, but they're not gonna have my ability to hide, and my character is highly reliant on sneak attacks. But at the same time, it'll be nice to have somebody to absorb damage. So we'll run around with him for a little bit. If he blunders into things too much, then we'll fire him. He'll go back to the Museum of History, and that's where he'll hang out until we need him again.
All I'm saying is, the longer we sit here, the more time they have to shore up their defenses. We should hit them sooner rather than later.
We barely have the manpower to keep the Citadel fortified. We've been over this before, Sarah.
So we just wait until they decide we're next on the list? If the Pride goes in now, we might have a chance.
And if you fail, then what? The risk is not worth the reward.
I agree. Without the Gek, the Purifier is useless to the Enclave anyway. They may give up before long.
I don't like it.
You don't have to like it, Sarah. You just have to follow orders.
Yes, Father.
So, you're back. We had feared both you and the Gek were lost. Were you successful?
Well, sort of. I found the Gek.
Excellent. With that, we hold the key to keeping the Enclave from controlling the Purifier.
Well, it's not quite that simple.
What do you mean?
The Enclave took the Gek. They're installing it now.
Then we must go at once. If you have any other information, tell me now before we mobilize. Any help you can give might save lives.
Eden wanted me to sabotage. Yeah, I mean, clearly, there's no. I know that some. The thing is that there's no way that you could ever trust an entity that considers indiscriminate killing of everything based off of a particular problem is a good thing. Now, you know, there's going to be a lot of political things that go with that, especially in our modern times, which are highly charged. But in general, if you're not willing to deal with people on an individual basis rather than classifying everything as bad, that's not a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and side with the Brotherhood of Steel because they just want the water to work. They don't have any ulterior motives that they've told me, and hopefully that will go to the best. So, Eden wanted me to sabotage with some kind of virus.
I see. And where is this virus now?
I have it here. Take it.
Thank you. I'll see to it that it's disposed of properly once the scribes have had time to analyze it. Perhaps we have underestimated the Enclave. Sarah may be right. An attack may be necessary now.
If the Enclave has the Gek, there's nothing stopping them from starting the Purifier. They'll figure out the code eventually.
I'm afraid you're right. We need to act now while we can.
Send the Pride in. We can do it. We can win this.
All right, Sarah. The Pride goes in. But I want them to have some extra firepower. Rothschild, is it ready?
What? No, I mean, Lee and I have solved the power problems, but we've only barely finished diagnostic tests.
So?
It's not ready for field tests, let alone live fire situations. The weapons haven't been calibrated, the navigation detection system is offline.
Rothschild, enough. Can you make it work?
Honestly, I don't know. I think we can scrape by, and I suppose if we can't, it won't matter in the long run anyway.
Then it's decided. Sarah, you take the Pride and use the robot as support. Take our friend here and secure that purifier.
Yes, sir. Before we get started, I wanted to let you know that my father and I have been talking. The Pride and I have decided that after all you've survived, you've done enough to be an honorary member of Lion's Pride. So congratulations. Membership comes with some privileges, including our power armor. You want the full suit or the recon armor?
Well, I mean, I guess... Ugh. The thing is that our companion can wear power armor, but he requires the training.
All right. So you think you...
I sure hope so.
Me too. If you... Hurry it up.
Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. What did we get as far as the armor? We got a full suit of the armor. So the helmet doesn't really do anything for us. Well, let's go ahead and just wear the recon armor. I don't really need the extra charisma. But I do... Oh. It's a great way to end an episode, I guess. Let's see. We'll do another... Do it like that. How many more... Level 30? So we're level 16 right now. I think we're getting towards the end. Puppies. Okay. I've never found dog meat in this game. Where do you find him? I've never found any companions in this game, but just, you know. The action boy, you gain an additional... Ooh, I definitely want that. Select a fourth skill to be a tag skill, which instantly raises it by 15 points. No, I definitely want the action boy because that's going to allow me to use my VAT system more. I need a vendor, though. How over am I? 20 pounds? Where's Fox? Can he carry stuff?
What have you got on your mind? Yes.
Oh, here we go.
By all
Okay.
means,
Let's give him the combat. Let's give him like a bunch of stuff that I'm clearly not going to use, but I want to sell later. I have no idea how much he can carry. And then we'll give him our party hat. So what do we have on us that's taking up so much weight? Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and call that an episode. Hopefully you guys have lots of fun. Be sure to click the like button so the YouTube algorithm knows that you are, and so that it pushes my content out to more people. Subscribe to the channel so you know when the next video comes out, and I do have a link to my Patreon in the description if you'd like to help me turn this channel into a thriving online business. Again, thank you very much for your time, and I will see you for the next one.